I think it's safe to say that we've all at some point, or many of us, have experienced moments of questioning God's presence, or maybe even feeling abandoned by Him. In those times, we may feel or said things like, "God, where are you? Have you left me?" In the Bible, we encounter Hagar, who faced rejection and abandonment from her family. Yet in that moment, God met her in that place and spoke to her a truth that's there for each one of us. He never leaves us or forsakes us. Hagar was a maidservant caught in a really complex family situation. She found herself at the heart of Abraham and Sarah's struggle with infertility, and as Sarah's handmaid, Hagar became a surrogate mother for Abraham. However, when Hagar did conceive, Sarah became very jealous. We see that tensions escalated, and Sarah mistreated her. So that caused Hagar to fled into the wilderness. She was feeling alone and rejected. Yet in that moment, here's the promise that God gave to Hagar. He says this to her, and he says it to us. One, God sees us. God spoke to Hagar and comforted her in her darkest moment. He knew exactly where she was and what she was going through. In fact, she called the place where he met her El Roi because she said, "He is a God who sees me." That's what El Roi means. God sees you. And like Hagar, we may feel abandoned by those we love or forgotten by the world. But even in our darkest moments, God sees us. He knows our pain, our struggles, and our fears. We are never hidden from His sight. Secondly, we see through her story that God hears us. God told Hagar to name her son Ishmael because He says, "God has heard your misery." This signifies that not only does God see us, but He also hears our cries. In our loneliness, God's ears are attentive to our prayers. And so as we reflect on Hagar's story, let's remember that no matter how abandoned or alone we may feel, we serve the God who sees and hears us. He is with us in the wilderness moments of life. He offers us comfort, provision, and hope. And when we hold on to that truth, that He is a God who sees and hears you, then we live with bold faith.